Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is my very first video and I am super excited about it. I hope you enjoy watching the video and learn some new makeup tips. I'm just doing this look here. It's pretty much my everyday makeup look. It's super easy to do. So if you want to learn how I get this look, then please keep watching.
Okay, so I'm starting with this Olay face cream. I just got this cream from the drugstore the other day and I actually really like it. I always start with the face cream before I'm applying any of my makeup because it makes my face nice and smooth and it makes applying makeup a lot easier as well. Next, I'm using my Anastasia Dip Brow in the color dark brown to fill in my brows. I'm using the number 12 brush from Anastasia to do so. First, I always brush on my brows just to make them look a little neater and make sure all the hairs are going the same way, so it makes it easier to apply the product. When I fill in my brows, I always start by lining the bottom, like I'm doing so now, and then I slowly work my way to the top, and then I begin to fill in the ends of my eyebrows. So as you can see, I just draw the line on the bottom, and then I slowly work my way up until I get the arch that I like, and just like the way my eyebrows look. I always use light, short brush strokes. You don't want to use too much product or press too hard on the brush, or it'll make your eyebrows too dark and not look as natural. I am just filling them in super rough right now because I will go back to them later and fill them in again. Also, I always leave the very front of my brows, the part closest to my nose, until I fill them in later because I find they end up getting a little messed up anyways when I do my foundation. And as you can see, I just keep working product onto my brows until I like the way they look. Right, and now I'm going to the second brow. I'm speeding that up a little bit because you don't really need to see it twice because it's the exact same. So yeah, I just work the product onto my brow until I like the way it looks. And of course I try to make them look as identical as possible, even though they never end up looking the exact same. Now moving on to the eyes, I always start by putting a bit of concealer on my lids and then applying some powder over that to give me a base to work with. So I'm using my beauty blender to apply the concealer and then a fluffy brush to apply the powder over top. I'm using my Tartelette Toasted Palette by Tarte. This is definitely my all-time favorite palette right now because the colors are so beautiful and pigmented. I just love how they apply. I'm using the color Flame first, and I'm just putting that in my crease and blending it out into the outer corner of my eye. It doesn't have to be super neat because I will fix it up later. I absolutely love this color because it's like a coppery brown, but it's also sparkly, so it looks so gorgeous on. So yeah, I'm just applying that into my crease in the outer corner and just blending that out until I like the way it looks. And then I'm doing it on my other eye as well. And I'm trying to make them look relatively the same as best I can. Next, I'm using the color Candle and applying that over the center of my lid and also the inner corner. I always like to use kind of a lighter sparkly color as the inner corner of my eye and the center as well, just because I like the way it looks with the darker color, and it kind of makes my eyes look a little bit brighter as well. Next, I'm taking the color S'more and just applying that under my brow just to highlight it there and to kind of smooth out that coppery color we used before. Now I am going back in with that Flame color and just to fix up where we used the lighter colors. So in the crease there and then on the outer corner. Just kind of make it a little bit darker as well. Now I am using this darker color called Fireside in the crease as well, just to darken it up a lot more, because if you know me, I always kind of go for that darker look. I just find it makes your eyes look brighter, and I just like the way it looks in the end when it's all finished. So yeah, you just slowly build that color in the crease in the outer corner of your eye until you're happy with the way it looks, and slowly blend some of it in with that candle color we used just to make sure it's well blended. It also doesn't matter how messy it is in the outer corner because you will fix it with concealer later anyways. This is why you should always do your eyes first before your face, because you always end up getting eyeshadow underneath your eyes. Okay, so I did my eyeliner off camera because I honestly just found it too difficult to do it on camera because I don't have a stand-up mirror yet, and I have to use 2 hands to do my eyeliner, so that just didn't work out. If you guys like, I can do a video on my eyeliner some other time though. But now I'm just curling my lashes and then applying mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. This mascara is from the drugstore and I honestly love it. If you're into the Better Than Sex mascara, then you will love this one because it's pretty much the exact same but for about half the price. So I'm applying a decent amount of mascara until I'm happy with how my lashes look. And now I'll just speed this part up because I'm sure you guys all know how to apply mascara. Okay, now time for the face. Always remember to prime your face, it makes your foundation go on so much better. I am using the NYX Photo Loving Primer and just applying that all over my face. And I always like to apply it in a downward motion as well. Then I'm using my color corrector by NYX as well, and I'm just applying that in a triangle shape under my eyes with a flat brush and then rubbing that in with my finger. I do find color corrector does work. If I don't use color corrector that day, then I find my dark circles do end up coming through my concealer throughout the day. I know it does look hilarious right now, but it will look much better once I put my foundation on. Alright, next I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation in this shade number 2, and yeah, I did realize it was upside down, oops. So I'm just applying 1 pump of that to the back of my hand and then using the Beauty Blender to apply it to my face. And I try to apply an even coat all over my face. I really like this concealer because it is waterproof and I do find it does actually stay on all day. And I also use that to sharpen up the eyeshadow on the corners just to clean it up a little bit. Alright, next is concealer. I am using Tarte Maracuja, I think that's how you pronounce it, Creaseless Concealer in Light. And it is almost empty, so that's why it took me forever to get it out of the tube. Sorry. Okay, we're good. So I'm using a beauty blender to apply that under my eyes, my nose, forehead, above my lip, and around my nose, my chin, and then right below where my contour would be. I absolutely love this concealer. I find it does stay in place all day and it really covers my circles. Now I'm using the Laura Mercier Secret Under Eye Brightening Powder and then just a small brush to apply that everywhere that I applied my concealer. I know you're really only supposed to use this under your eyes, but I use it everywhere because it's the only powder that I found that actually sets your foundation and concealer and it stays like that all day. I always apply a bit more powder underneath my eyes just so it will set underneath my eyes a little bit more and make my eyes look a little bit brighter as well. Now I will let that powder bake for a bit as I move back in to finish my brows. So I am just re-outlining and filling them in again just because they did get all messed up from the foundation and the powder, as you can probably see. And then if I wasn't too happy with them at the beginning, I can fix them up here as well. You can probably see my dog creeping in the background. She was very interested in the video. Right, and then I'm also doing the very front of them now. This part used to be super difficult for me, but now it's really easy. So you don't want to actually draw in the very front of your eyebrows, because then it makes them look too boxy and drawn in, even though they are drawn in, but you want to make them look at least as natural as possible. So what you do is don't apply any more product to the brush. You're just using what you have left on it, and then starting closest to the end of your brow, so like towards the very end closest to your ear. Or just start using light upward flicks to make thin lines, and what you're trying to do is make it look like individual hairs, and you keep doing this until you get to where your brow starts, or where you want it to start, so closest to your nose, and then just slowly keep building from there to get that subtle look that you want. It is hard at first, but once you've done it a couple times it gets extremely easy. Just remember that last product on your brush is better. Do that to your second brow, of course, and then just try to make them look as even and equal as possible. I am super picky with my brows, so it does take me quite a while to do. Right, now I'm going in with the Anastasia Brow Gel just to make sure they do stay in place. So now continuing on with my face, I am using a big fluffy brush just to wipe off all of that excess powder and to also smooth it all out and make sure there's no creases or anything like that. Then I am using my Tarte Pro Glow palette in the Sculpt shade from that to contour my face. And then I'm just using an angled brush just to apply that. So of course I am contouring right under my cheekbone. I always do make that fishy face so that it is easier to see where I need to contour. And I am also contouring right along my temples just to give my forehead some more color. And then I also do my nose and my jaw to make my jaw look a little sharper as well. So when I am doing my contour, I usually just start in the middle of my cheek, and then I'll work my way back towards my ear, and then forward towards my mouth, and then I just keep doing that, and you just keep blending. You don't really want to make it just one sharp line, because honestly it doesn't really look that great, and you want to make it look a little bit more smoother than that. So that's why I take my time and really blend it out, because I always want it to look perfect. And then I'm going with my nose, and honestly I don't really contour my nose too much because I don't really need to. And then I'm doing my jaw. I find I don't have too much of a jaw going on, so I do like to contour it a little bit just to make it look a little bit more sharper. Alright, now for blush. I'm using Tarte in the color Party. I'm just applying that on the apples of my cheeks and just above where I contoured. I honestly really like blush because I find it really smooths out the contour lines you just made so they don't look too sharp and obvious. So yeah, you just want to really blend that into your contour. And now I am using Tarte Skin Twinkle Volume 2 in the Spotlight shade to highlight my cheeks. And also my temple as well, just along there. Color is gorgeous, and it does make my cheeks look super sparkly and shiny. It's kind of hard to tell in the video though. Then I'm using the Daylight shade out of the same palette to highlight my nose and Cupid's bow. Right, now I'm going back in just to touch up my eyes. I'm using the same dark Fireside color to darken the outer corners again, just because I do like that dark look. And then I am using the Candle shade to highlight my brow bone as well. Now I'm using the Flame shade that I used earlier to put it underneath my eyes, just to make them look a little bit darker. So again, I like that darker look. And then I'm using that candle shade in the inner corner just to make my eyes pop a little bit more. And now I'm just curling my eyelashes again, just to make them look a little nicer. And then applying the same mascara to my bottom lashes and also to my top lashes once again. You can never have too much mascara. Now for lips. I always start with some kind of moisturizer, otherwise I find my lipstick doesn't apply as nicely and it also doesn't stay on as well. So here I'm using just this Cocoa Butter Vaseline. And for lips, I'm using my all-time favorite, and it's by Tarte. And yes, I know it's very broken, but I love it too much and I'm not getting rid of it. It's the Tarteist Lip Paint in the color Birthday Suit. I absolutely love this color. It works with any looks and it's subtle but also makes your lips pop as well. It's such a gorgeous color. And yes, I am super picky with my lips as well, so it does take me a little bit longer to do. I just always want to make sure they look perfect. Alright, and just to finish, I'm setting my face with Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. Setting spray is actually awesome and it does work very well.
Okay, so this is the final look here. I really hope you guys did enjoy my video. If you have any makeup looks you'd like me to try out, then please let me know. I'm always looking for new ideas. So please like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys so much for watching.